get the best magic possible here for what might be the last game of the day here in Erie, Pennsylvania.
I feel like if you get the bounty pass, you probably already won.
$350 were given out to help these two players make the trip down to Boston for the Modern Grand Prix coming up.
$19, Rob.
And we see Jeremy starts with a Celestial Colonnade while Rob has a fetch land, which drops him down to 19. And another fetch here for Rob. Yeah. Either grabbing a basic or likely to take another 2 points of damage. He does go ahead and grab a basic island there. Just about the prettiest basic island money can buy. It's not quite as shiny as the best one. It's pretty close. And we'll see Rob get down a Spellskite. Both players on 2 mana now. Hopefully neither of them stumble as Rob has fetched land number 3.
17.
So far he has been able to keep his life total at a decent number. Never once being forced to dig for a 3 mana life loss here and get a fetch land or a dual land untapped. I wonder how much the outcome of the last game really kind of influenced his land choices there. Also, he's just building up basics for the possibility of Blood Moon. It's unsure whether or not he has drawn one, but looks like we're going to see an end step Deceiver Exarch here from Mr. Richardson. And we'll see if Jeremy is able to respond appropriately. He will get to untap and try to deal with the Deceiver Exarch. He does have to fight through a Splinter Twin, but Rob was able to play it now while Jeremy was fetching and unable to remand or mana leak. Now it will be up to 4 lightning bolts. Realistically, double Path to Exile. It's probably a fairly bad spot here for Jeremy. One of the best cards that he can play is a Spellskite of his own. That's the best way to keep him from just snap dying to the combo. But it's about to get pretty... Oh, wow. No second red mana. I can't be sure Rob has the second combo piece, but he had the opportunity to fetch for it. And I think the last card on the left there was indeed a Splinter Twin, which means he would have been trying to win this turn. And under protection of a Spellskite, I have to think he would have gone for it and been successful. I think he would have resolved it. Oh, there is a mana leak in Jeremy's hand, so he very well may not have gotten it. Jeremy was not able to play a 5th land. Oh, maybe he wasn't due a 5th land yet. And it is 4 apiece, so no distinct disadvantage yet.
17 all.
Okay. Attack for... Looks like we were down a point of damage. Oh, there's a fetch as well. All right, so that's why Jeremy joins Rob at 17 life. Drops down to 16 from the fetch. And we see both players kind of ramping up to have a pretty substantial fight over an attempted game-winning play here by Rob, which seems like just a matter of time. Jeremy did draw a Sphinx's Revelation, so he theoretically can gain some life. It's not going to be super valuable to him as a card drawing tool, but we do see Rob here trying to add to his board presence, get another Deceiver Exarch into play, make it that much harder to disrupt the combo. If he's able to land a Kiki Jiki, he might be in a very strong spot here. And it looks like that is the card on the far right of his hand. Let's see, Kiki Jiki. Is it a Flame Slash? So Jeremy looking at a pretty difficult choice here. We got Snapcaster Mage, Kiki Jiki, Lightning Bolt, and Flame Slash. So Jeremy found out that no matter what he does, he cannot protect his Vendilion Clique. That will die. Rob has more than enough ways to answer it. Realistically, his only option for a card to take from his opponent here is Kiki Jiki. He alone knows what's in his hand, what ways he might have to disrupt a Kiki Jiki. Lightning Bolt does a better job than most cards there. And clearly he feels confident that he can take out a Kiki Jiki, but Rob has to be able to cast it first before it is too much of a threat. Rob, we can see, does have another red source in hand, so
Still in response.
So it looks like we're still responding to the Vendilion Clique. The Deceiver Exarch, I'm sorry. The Vendilion Clique resolved. That's how we got these Sulfur Falls in our hand for Rob. And now we're going to Mana League the Deceiver Exarch. So interesting here, if Rob was able to draw Keranos. Okay, so he sticks Keranos. Talk about eventuality and incremental advantage. We saw this card take over a game for Rob earlier today. I did not expect to see it much in Modern myself. I actually love that I am seeing it in Modern personally, but we will have to wait and see exactly what kind of impact it is able to have on this game here. And Jeremy's going to take 2, drop himself down to 12 now. 17 for Rob, accurate? Okay. So I'm at least keeping half the life totals correct here so far. Be very curious to see what sort of answer to Keranos Jeremy is able to muster. Rob did an excellent job getting him to tap all of his mana on his end step. Keranos is exactly the kind of card, that or Blood Moon. I can't think of any better options, but Jeremy is set up decently well against Blood Moon with a Plains and an Island in play already. And we see Dispel, I believe, counter-spelling Vendilion Clique. It looks as though Jeremy will drop to 11. Oh, he might actually play something here.
The attack last time.
Okay, so we missed Vendilion Clique attack. It took Rob down to 14. Jeremy is at 11. Not sure. Okay, so we are past combat. That's why Jeremy is dropped to 12. All right, it is past over to Jeremy's turn now. And we're going to see him get aggressive with a Celestial Colonnade and a Tectonic Edge to help keep Rob away from casting that Kiki Jiki. Jeremy is still dead to Splinter Twin and a red source. Keranos just dealt 3 damage to Jeremy as well. Rob down to 10. So I believe we have life totals correct now. Jeremy at 8 because of Kronos.
What's up?
Is Jeremy at 8?
He's at 7.
7. Jeremy actually at 7 there.
Six.
And the fetch land takes Jeremy to 6. And I believe we saw a handful of burn in Rob's hand earlier, so it's very possible that end step we'll see a burn spell, and then upkeep we'll see a burn spell. And if Jeremy is forced to start counter spelling that burn, it should be a very quick ending here.
4.
Jeremy drops to 4, even closer to that burn range. He likely took note of exactly what is in Rob's hand, so I think it's safe to assume that there is a lightning bolt there, and obviously no other red mana, so there's no 4 damage source, and Jeremy's going to then go back up to 8, picking up 4 cards as well. Sphinx Revelation is staple in the standard format since it was printed, but it only shows up in 1 or 2 of the decks in Modern, mainly in this red, white, blue plays a copy or 2, as does blue, white Tron decks, which are not really at the forefront of the format.
Down to 4.
And between Keranos and Deceiver Exarch, Jeremy is back down to 4 life. Really on his back heels here, as Keranos threatens to end this game in just a matter of a turn or 2. Snapcaster Mage promises to do nothing for Jeremy as long as Rob keeps 1 mana open. And we see 3 damage there, taking Jeremy to 1.
Down to 1.
Yeah, no reason for Rob to do anything but pass the turn. Let's see if Jeremy can muster enough defense. He's going to draw a card here, blinking out a wall of omens. Remands his own spell. I don't know what's happening anymore. Alright, looks like a concession by Jeremy, and we will head to a game 3.
Lethal. Yep, going with 3. Just a bit.